So yesterday, I decided to watch Sausage Party for the second time in my life. Pause. Okay, I'm talking about the movie with Seth Rogen when all of the grocery store food, every product in the grocery store comes to life. And what inspired me to watch it yesterday was the day before yesterday, I saw on TikTok somebody pointing out how in a specific part, really throughout the whole movie, it really is an allegory, a metaphorical example of what we live in this life, how we exist and what we're here for. I don't know if any words like loosh or we live on a farm, planet, I don't know if that stands out to any of you guys, but anyways, I watched Sausage Party yesterday, and I couldn't help but take away a lot of symbology in relation to, I forget his name, David Monroe. He talks about loosh. He talks about how we live on a planet where we are being harvested for energy. And if you just type in loosh, you can find a couple videos on YouTube. But I find this concept very interesting because when you look at examples like a newer movie, even Pixar's movie Soul, which the voice actor Jamie Foxx is in it as Joe Gardner, and even the name Joe Gardner, if you go into what gardening is, it's tending to the garden, and this is technically a garden, so to speak. And again, this is just another viewpoint, another abstract way of thinking about this world. But we all live on a garden, and we're all being farmed for our energy in a certain aspect. And the energy isn't what you think it is. It isn't eating our flesh and bones, although that can be another topic for another video. The energy is more so our vibration, right? And the energy that they like it cooked. I heard another YouTuber say that yesterday, but they like the low, dense, low vibration negative energy, right? Because the lower and more negative the energy is, the more dense it is, and that's what these types of beings feed off of, right? These archons, these Nephilim, plenty of examples, Malachians, whatever you want to say, right? But basically, the reason why I brought up the movie Soul is because I've watched that movie at least about 18, I was gonna say 15, I'd rather use 18 because I'm into numerology, about 18 to 19 times, 18 to 20 times. And I took a lot away, and it almost seemed like every time I watched the movie, I was able to take something else away. But for those of you that haven't seen the movie, the basic premise is somebody dies, they have an NDE, non-death experience, something like that, an experience where they go to the afterlife. In this movie, they go to the afterlife, and they kind of cheat the afterlife because this is why I bring up the movie Soul, because we're all told to go to the light. We're not even told verbally, we're also told with symbology and with art. Follow the white light. You see a lot of people in movies when they die or when they pass away, they're going to the white light, white light. They see their ancestors, they see, family and friends that are encouraging them to go to the white light. Well, in Soul, and even before I watched the movie Soul, I was doing research on a lot of NDEs, near-death experience is what an NDE is, near-death experience. And even before Soul, but also with Soul, Joe Gardner, who was the guy that died, was like, no, I'm not dying. My life was just starting to get good. So instead of going to the white light, he turned around, and they're on a conveyor belt, but he turned around and he went into the dark abyss, which is probably just the all, right? Before the light was the darkness, right? And I don't want to go into too much detail because I can get on a tangent, but so he goes and he doesn't follow the light, and he ends up back into where souls spawned, and that's where he meets soul number 22, which that's the other main character of the movie. And Joe Gardner figures out how to get soul number 22 to want to manifest into a body, because even though she's the 22nd soul to ever be a soul, she's never been in a human body, because she sees how terrible, at least from her perspective, Earth can be, right? She's like, why would anyone want to go to Earth? So anyway, they end up getting Joe Gardner back into his body, right? And even though there's archons, right, that kind of call the shots up there, and that it's almost like counselors, right? Teachers, counselors, and they're all counseling these souls, and they're trying to find these souls' spark, because this spark is the initiation or the key in order for them to actually be able to go onto the realm of Earth, which again, there's something there that I need to pick up. There's something there that I need to pick up. I need to watch it this weekend. So basically, towards the end, Joe Gardner got 22's thing to activate when Gandhi, Michelangelo, Mother Teresa, all of these big names, Einstein, all of these names that are, in propaganda, that we all know to be great people that ever existed. A lot of these big wig names were also mentors of number 22 as well. And 22, just trying to make sure this lady isn't gonna walk. I have those same Hokas, Mark 5 Hokas. Sorry guys, Life Path 5. So number 22 finally was like, all right, Joe Gardner convinced her. And the way he convinced her was just literally taking her through his life. That it was just like her living a regular day, and that made her soul want to come to Earth. And that's really why we're here. We're here to just connect and freely flow and have fun and play some jazz and eat some pizza and eat some watermelon, right? So he got 22 soul to spark when all of these other big names, propaganda names, weren't able to get this soul to spark. So although he got her soul to spark, the deal was with him and 22, because 22 didn't want to go. So she's like, all right, we can figure out how to get my thing to spark, and then once we do, I'll give you the pass, and then you can use my pass. 22 is telling Joe, the guy who cheated death and is trying to get back into his body. So, well, as 22 got her spark, she wanted to still live because she's in Joe Gardner's body. Go see the movie. She still wanted to live. So she's like, you know what? I'm not really ready to give away my pass. I still kind of want to live. So she starts to run away from Joe Gardner, because they're both on Earth. Joe Gardner manifested into a cat's body. Go watch the movie, because it's all, I know you guys are a little confused. I'm going to get to the point. So, which I don't even know what the point is, but this is all going to lead up to something here about the NDE and about the loosh and everything. So 22 gets mad because Joe Gardner's like, no, I want my pass. And now 22 is like, actually wants to come to Earth, but Joe's like, no, we had a deal. So 22 gives Joe the pass and just storms off, and now she's a lost soul into the abyss. But Joe gets, so the archons are like, Joe's like, kind of thinks like, oh, like, are they gonna catch me? Are they gonna catch me? Because like, they're archons, they're all knowing in a certain sense, they're all seeing. And basically the archons knew that Joe was actually kind of cheating his life, but he was also able to get 22. So the archons aloofly let Joe Gardner come back into his life, because his desire to live was so much stronger than his desire to die, to go to the afterlife, because he just got his big break for his jazz concert. Okay, so going back to we're talking about soul. So you get into these rabbit holes, they get you twisted. We're talking about soul, and then before soul, what movie were we talking about? We're talking about loosh. What movie were we talking about before soul? Because I just wanted to bring soul up. Let's just talk about NDE. NDE, soul. was talking about, do you guys believe this? Loosh. There was another movie though I was talking about. I totally forgot the other movie. See, I get deep into these rabbit holes. Just give me a second. I can rekindle it here. Soul. What was the other movie that I mentioned before? Soul. Universe, help me out here. Come on. We're on front stage right now. This video is gonna go out regardless. You gotta help me out here before I. Come on. Soul. Loosh. What was the other movie? Oh, Sausage Party. So I'm watching Sausage Party now, connecting all this. And now Sausage Party, all of these foods are alive in the fourth dimension. And then this guy hits bath salts. Now he's talking to the food. You know, kind of reminds me of mushrooms. And then obviously he comes off the high, can't talk to the food. But all of this food is conscious in the fourth dimension, and they're like, holy crap, these humans are just eating us for energy, just kind of like the Loose, just kind of like I think his name is David Monroe, kind of like our realm that we live in, right? Because no matter how far, how much we dig, it almost seems like we just end up in circles, right? The whole biblical text, sorry guys, I'm driving to work. The whole biblical text, you know, who's God? Is there a God? Are we gods? You know, why are we created? What's after this? What's before this? You know, it's almost like none of us know, but there is a knowing that I believe that human beings have, right? That's stored away somewhere. And I think that we all dance around it daily, especially daily, but, you know, our entire lives, we dance around, you know, not only the true meaning of life, but what we're doing here, and like what created us and why. So basically back to Sausage Party. They end up one day when the grocery store opened, they end up overtaking all the humans, and they end up taking out the humans, and then at the end of the movie they're all saved, and they go into this portal dimension. That, what's that guy that had that was like quadriplegic? David Hawkins. He could barely move, right? He's in a wheelchair. He was a piece of gum, and he ended up making this portal for all these people to transport through, and that was the end of the movie. So they were doing interdimensional traveling, just kind of like Avengers, kind of like what's the other movie? Doctor Strange. But to wrap all this up, briefly in the next 3 minutes, basically, dudette, man, girl, people, like, what are we doing here, right? Are we here? Because I can truly see that being a part of this game, right? Because there's many people that have NDEs, near-death experiences. You can go look them up. There's countless ones on YouTube, countless ones all over the internet, right? People even in your everyday passing that have been in that afterlife loading realm, loading lobby, but you know, they were able to talk to source, or they were able to talk to, you know, the good archons or the good angels, and they were saying, hey, you know, you still have some work to do on earth. So I do believe that, although, you know, this is a kind of a light dimming topic, you know, obviously every time I make a video, I'm positive. I'm pumping life into these videos because that's what I'm here to do. But so I say that to say, I do not even hope, feel, I know in my core that there is something beyond that has a bigger hand and more of a lighter, positive, more of a hand that we would prefer versus this us being farmed for our energy. It's almost like I can picture the real creator of all going, okay, that's what you want to do? Fine, try it. Because every being on that planet, including whoever these things are that are using us, that are somewhat of God, but not of this realm, I feel like God or the creators or source is like, fine. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Fine. Do what you will. Everybody has an image and a fragment of me, of us in them. So, probably changes tones. So, you can try as much as you want. You can try to trick them, fool them. You can try to, but they're always gonna come back to the source, to the energy that they're all working off of, that they're all being powered up with, right? We have had existence for way longer than what they're lying to us about. So with that being said, we still do not even know. Maybe we do, but we don't even want to give out. That's the thing. They don't even want to give out some answers, because if they do give out some answers, I think a lot of us who are already cracking this code, at least for ourselves, would be cracking the whole code for all of us. So I do think that, the overall grand scheme of things, we're in the lead, despite Loosh, despite, demons. This is ultimately what we're going to end with here, because I was doing this yesterday and I still see two options. I see option one. Sure, I can give my power away, whether that's true or not. Just like somebody that's picking on me, just like somebody that's talking down on me, I can try to convince them that I'm great, or I love myself, or that I'm good enough. But this person's so twisted. The reason why anybody is talking down on you is because they got something inconsistent, not connecting within themselves. So when I go and I try to defend myself to somebody that is already, I was gonna say more broken, that is broken. I'm not broken. I mean, I might be a little chipped, but we ain't broken, okay? But when you try to defend yourself from something or someone outside of yourself that is a lower energy than you, that isn't being governed and deliberately moving with love, then when you try to defend yourself to that being, you're literally lowering your vibration, because we're so up here, we don't need to talk to anybody down here. Matter of fact, as soon as we do, we lose our focus. That's why whenever I'm out, I'm doing this more and more and more. When I go into this, one of my accounts is a big account, I see random people, I keep my eyes straight, focused. Even if people, I used to always look around, oh, hey, no. That throws me off. Some people can do that, and I think I can do that, especially if I'm deliberate and I'm getting ahead of myself. I know I can, obviously, but I don't even, there's nothing over there for me. There's nothing over there for me, especially when you look at somebody, hey, they just look at you, they look away. Why are you looking at me then? You understand? So, and instead of going through all of that BS, just keep that tunnel vision onto where you are going, on that target, which truly is right here, is love, okay? The days are over that we make videos and try to get views, or we try to impress girls, or we try to do this to stand out in order for other people to like us, so we can have that, them liking us, we can have that good feeling. I can just have that good feeling without the middleman, anybody else, if I just love myself unconditionally. I don't even want to, yes, unconditionally, but not even just that, just love myself. And if I just focus on what I'm doing and just keep churning and putting that energy back into me, you're not even going to see these people. On the frequency spectrum, you can get so high up into frequency, you can't even hear people talk. You can't even see people. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I'm really serious. I don't have the science or the math. Google it. Okay, so option one, you can give your power away to people, right? Look at, they looked, or option two, or option one, hold on, you could continue to give your power away to people, right? Or other things, demons, creatures, whatever they've been saying, Santa Claus, a tooth fairy, boogeyman, the list goes on. All these things are literally man-made, right? All these things right now, unless we have some proof, all these things are man-made. Regardless if they're man-made or not, because I can even rebuttal myself all day. I don't care. Because like I said a couple moments ago, positive, there can be one positive person in a room surrounded by 1 million negative people, and that one positive person is going to stand out because it's energy, it's frequency, it's aura, right? There can be one person that's sure of themselves with 1 million doubters. You won't even care because this is between you and you. Okay, so you have option A. You can give your power away to what people say exists out there, to what people say creatures live out there, to what people say in Bibles and books and preach. Or option B, you can tap into yourself. You can give yourself the authority to be happy. You can give yourself the authority to be safe wherever you go. You can give yourself the authority to be confident and to be free to express yourself. To a certain extent, I know it's 2023, but you can only worry about how you feel about yourself. Give me a second. I really want to hit this nail on the nose. Option A, you can give your power away and you can believe and care about what other people think about you, which you'll never get anywhere. That is literally the way to not do it. It's almost like driving on the freeway backwards and looking at your rear view. Or it's almost like just driving and looking at it's exactly what it is. Option A, driving, how you doing? People, I'm literally on the thing, people looking right here, how you doing? There's a bumblebee telling me to chill out. But option A, you can look in the rear view and just drive. That's option A. That's looking at everybody's, look at this bumblebee right here. This bumblebee feel that energy. I seen him last week too. Option A, you can care about all these things. Look out for this. Don't do that. Oh, life sucks. You're just being farmed from these things that we have no proof of, and we don't know if there's anything above them. There has to be something above them, because how did we get this farm? If we had just losers all around, we wouldn't have anything. Or option B, you can just tap in, tune into yourself every moment, every day. Make sure you're checking in. Am I doing what I believe I should be doing? Am I happy with how I'm feeling about myself? Am I on my path? Am I listening to anybody discriminating against me? Or am I listening to myself and my heart and what I'm doing in my life? Am I surrounding myself with media, with people, with friends, with kins, am I surrounding myself in an environment that lifts me up, that encourages me to be happy and to be free? Because we all know it feels good. Or am I listening to things that are giving my power away? There's two ways we can cut this cookie. I'm going to take the second half. I'm going to take option B. Okay. At the end of the day, man, it's nighttime. And then at the end of that, we got a whole nother day. Why worry about, I don't even want to come off like why worry about things, because we worry about things for a reason. But even if there's somebody that wants to beat me up later, even if there's somebody that doesn't like me, and whether it be something or someone, and sure, maybe it might not be tomorrow, but maybe years down the line, I run into them. Even if there is, I'd rather just whatever. I'd rather not give my power away to someone or something. I'm trying to explain it. There's nothing to explain. That's weak energy. That's low energy. That's energy that doesn't last. And truly, when you turn the other cheek, when you're able to be crucified, when you let nothing bother you, and you're able to live this life freely despite what the flesh is trying to bring you to, I think that's the true yeah, see, I know, I feel you, man. I think that's the true, we're here to have a lot of fun. We're here to have joy, learn, friends, fun, fit, free. Okay, let's just do 6 of those things. Okay, and then after this, I think we got some other realms and stuff that we're here to do. Okay, but we need to also, before we get to those other realms, we need to learn how to let go. of what is outside of us. I know I'm dancing around the topic. Well, we might hit it. I'm gonna cut this video off in less than a minute because I gotta go in here and clean some carpet. But yeah, I really do believe it's turning the other cheek, because man, it just sucks. It's so draining to get into an argument. It's so draining to try and prove yourself to somebody that not only doesn't care for you, but doesn't care for themselves. It's draining, and that's when you lose. The path of least resistance and the way to win, right, to these loose drainers, to these people that doubt you, to these haters, go ahead, drain my loosh. I got plenty of it. Go ahead, doubt me. Okay, I got plenty of inspiration. Go ahead, hate on me. I get plenty of love, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm connected to. I'm pure love, I'm pure light, and I'm pure everything, right? I'm connected to God, I'm connected to source energy, positive love, okay? The reason why these people are doing this loose thing is because they love loose, so they also love too. They love to stay alive. They need energy, they love life. They're just a little misguided, kind of like racist people, kind of like the government, kind of like your parents, kind of like all your friends. Anyway, 26 minutes, man. I hope you guys took some away from this. If not, man, I actually enjoyed making this video. You know what I'm saying? And you're just gonna see me slide out with topics like this, just random stuff, and just doing what I love to do, and doing it for me. And that's it. Love you guys. Peace. Oh wait, love and light to all, and to all love and light. Day 6, run timber. We're doing what we do.